I spent days watching Gumball and researching the Gumball wiki to find 123 of the coolest Gumball secrets that you didn't know about. Let's begin with Gumball himself. If you didn't know, Gumball actually has 6 whiskers, not 5. Most shots only show 5. But in the episode The Pressure, when he's crushed between Darwin and Masami at the lunch table, all 6 can be seen for a moment. Darwin can actually speak more than one language. In the episode The DVD, he spoke Chinese, and in the episode The Treasure, he switched it up and spoke French. Gumball has been 12 years old forever, as he has also admitted this in the episode The Kids, which means time simply doesn't move in Elmore. The Void is basically Elmore's hidden dumping ground. It's a strange, limbo-like place where characters and objects end up quietly after being labeled as mistakes, erased from reality without anyone really talking about it. Molly is one of them who is implied to have been sent to the Void. But before we continue with this next fact, if you're enjoying the video so far, make sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit 1 million subscribers before the end of the year. It means the world to me. Thanks, and back to the video. We all know that Nicole has a job. She actually works at a corporate place called the Rainbow Factory, even though the show rarely mentions it. And also, she received $950 a month from this Rainbow Factory job, and gets only 5 days off per year. Carrie's house can finally be seen for the very first time in the episode The Flower. Interestingly, Carrie has a lot of shoes on her shelf, despite not having any feet to wear them.
How many pairs of shoes do you need? You don't even have feet!
Gumball actually has arachnophobia, meaning that he's scared of spiders. As in the episode The Date, he completely panics when dealing with the Fitzgerald's pet spider, even though he still forces himself to face it. Most of us might not know that Gumball is incredible at skateboarding. In the episode The Ollie, we see him in action, but the funniest part is that he's only good when no one is watching. With fluency in more than one language, Darwin can also write or draw with both hands. In the episode The Dress, Darwin draws a sketch of Gumball using his left hand. However, he does other common tasks with his right hand, hinting that he may be ambidextrous. In the episode The Prank, a VHS tape labeled Wrestling appears. Richard later tells Nicole in the episode The Club that the tape originally contained their wedding video, but he recorded over it and named it Wrestling. However, Richard probably is just saying that to avoid getting in any trouble. Darwin usually doesn't wear any clothes, but in the episode The G, Darwin can be seen wearing pants for the very first time. Throughout the entire length of the episode The Refund, Richard's behavior is actually inspired off a real story from Ben Boclet's father, who grew stubble to look tough enough to demand a refund for a broken video game. While in the episode The Picnic, during the scene where Darwin takes out his lunchbox, he has pale yellow eyes. This is actually a leftover from his early design, where this was originally a permanent feature. Richard favors Darwin over his biological kids, and yes, he is admitted to this in the episode The Goons, but then immediately tries to take it back, obviously to avoid getting in trouble by other family members.
When we all know, in fact, that Darwin is my favorite. Fish! My favorite fish!
Richard has also been in prison many times due to his reckless and criminal behavior. He's also listed on Elmore's Most Wanted for being one of the city's least law-abiding citizens.
Richard Watterson has been revealed as Elmore's least law-abiding citizen.
Darwin and Anna share an Elmore Plus account, and the username for that account is HadDrinosaurs59. Nicole waxes often, yes, and in the episode The Mustache, Gumball has also mentioned this, which is interesting considering she's covered in fur. Anna Yeast actually had her own room, but she still shares a room with Gumball and Darwin.
Gumball, just get out of my room.
In the episode The Goons, Darwin is the ultimate winner of the dumb race, unless one counts Tobias's balloon flying to still consider him as a participant in the race. In the episode The Wand, Nicole's yearbook photo shows her maiden name starting with a G, but in the episode The Choices, it's later revealed that on her report card, her real maiden name is Senicourt. Also, Nicole Boclet, who is Ben Boclet's mother, shares the same maiden name. Miss Simeon has insulted Nicole in school multiple times, and has also called her a loser her entire life. And because of this, Nicole utterly despises the word, along with Miss Simeon herself.
Nice first steps, loser! Nice cycle!
Elmore is never officially placed on a map, but background details point straight to California. In the episode The Banana, there's a scene in Mr. Small's office where Darwin yells, "Yo!" And get this is the very first time Darwin was ever drawn with fingers. In the episode The Curse, in that scene where the Wilsons are seen at Daisyland, humans can clearly be seen in the reflection of Ticket Booth Class, letting the real world appear inside of Elmore. Gumball is actually allergic to makeup, and we can see this in the episode The DVD. When he takes a makeup test to earn some cash, his face immediately swells up. Oh yeah, and Penny and Leslie are actually cousins. The show never makes a big deal out of it, but it's officially a thing, and revealed in the episode The Flower. Hector is actually around 100 yards, meaning 300 feet tall. Yes, it's revealed in the episode The Colossus, and we know he's this tall because of when he fell on the football field. He matched it from end to end. In the episode The Copycats, Anais is the only Watterson without a copycat. The Copycat family is based on a Chinese Gumball ripoff, where Anais doesn't have a counterpart because of the one-child policy, and the family there clearly preferred having 2 sons instead of a daughter. In the episode The Apology, in the scene where Miss Simeon peers at Gumball and Darwin through a gap in the library shelf, the authors' names on the books are actually the show's animation staff members. By the way, most of us don't know that Miss Simeon's first name is Lucy. Nicole's cat breed may be Tabby, because when everyone turned into their live-action selves in the episode The Job, she turned into a tabby cat instead of turning into a blue cat. Anais's name has 2 different pronunciations in the show. It's usually pronounced according to the name's French origin, Anais, but it's occasionally pronounced according to the English phonics Anais instead, usually by Darwin and Granny JoJo in the earlier seasons. We all know about Nicole's temper, but she really does try to keep it under control and even joins an anger management club, yet she still cannot seem to control her temper when provoked. Among the Watterson family, Nicole Watterson is the only one who didn't encounter Rob. Nicole has been falsely arrested for some really weird reasons, like quote-unquote robbing a store with a hot dog wiener in the episode The Spoon, or quote-unquote stealing her own car in the episode The Flakers. In the amazing world of Gumball, spirits can be summoned by calling their name only 3 times. In the episode The Ghouls, Banana Joe summons Miss Candy by saying her name 3 times.
There's an urban legend that you can summon Mr. Candy. All you gotta do is say his name 3 times.
Sweet candy, candy, candy.
Then you'll taste my sweet revenge!
If you look closely across seasons, Gumball himself changes too. In the earlier seasons, his eyes were more oval-shaped, but starting around season 3, they became fully round. Richard has a guitar string inside of his body due to falling down a ladder with a guitar that he sustained while trying to serenade Nicole outside of her parents' house when they were young adults.
Quick, Dad's coming!
I'm a dumb. Of course I remember. The doctor couldn't remove one of the strings.
One of the creepiest facts involves the van owner from the episode The Disaster. For years, many people thought he was just a shadow with eyes. It turns out he actually has a whole body, like he's living made of black smoke. And after that episode, we all realized that he's been hiding in every single opening scene since the very start of the show. He has always been there watching. Yeah, that's not comforting.
Same for you, buddy. That remote was $12.99.
Louie may look familiar, and that's because he's basically an aged, worn-out version of Mickey Mouse. Richard might be dumb, but he can speak Spanish fluently.
All night saving my seat for El Gran Final de la Casa de las Lágrimas.
Nicole originally wanted to be a painter. You heard that right, a painter. Something she was always bad at, but had to give up on it in favor of working to provide for her family. Such a thing has never been mentioned in the show, however. Then there's Donut Cop. Yes, he's a donut, but the thing is, he actually eats donuts, which means he's technically eating his own kind. Look closely at cars in Elmore, and you'll notice something odd. Almost every vehicle vehicle has the same license plate number. The town looks diverse, but apparently not when it comes to car registration. During the scene in which Darwin crawls back to the Watterson family through different environments before growing legs, he passes through a place that looks exactly like Nowhere from Courage the Cowardly Dog. And the turtle, the family pet that no one trusts, when Richard bought that turtle, she was actually pregnant. Also, that turtle existed long before Darwin joined the family. Its legs were already sticking out of the same box Richard bought years earlier, meaning it's been around far longer than it should be. Nicole Watterson wasn't really ever meant to exist on screen. The original idea was that she would always be at work, never actually showing up, turning her into this almost invisible presence in the family, rather than the powerhouse mom we all know. Interestingly, in the earliest ideas, Richard Watterson was originally a skinny blue dog, before quietly being reshaped into something far more chaotic, a fat pink rabbit, with the show never really explaining why the switch happened. Richard's memory only works when he eats the same food. In the episode The Thing, this comes up when Nicole gives him an important task, and he tries to remember it by eating everything that he ate that day, and somehow it lets him rewind his memory to replay what happened. There's a silent clown that keeps showing up in the background of different episodes, like in The Procrastinators, but later on, it turns out he's actually a ghoul who lost his ability to scare. Miss Simeon has been alive for over 2 million years. She's been teaching for an absurd amount of time. Her career stretches back hundreds of thousands of years. There's a tiny spot on Richard's right side that Gumball somehow knows about, because whenever Richard falls asleep, that's exactly where Gumball likes to poke him.
Wake up!
Carrie has no reflection in mirrors, but when she possesses someone, her reflection replaces theirs instead. Tobias is able to change colors at will, and he displays this ability while talking to Gumball and Darwin from the bathroom stalls, and his family shares the same trait.
Colorful? Shakalaka-ding-dong.
A massive desert secretly surrounds Elmore, cutting it off from the rest of the world. Gumball's face is weirdly flexible. In the episode The Photo, Darwin straight up molds it into different poses, and other times it just goes completely floppy, like it has no bones at all.
Let me just,
Susie's family is incredibly wealthy, as in the episode The Pony, her dad casually offers Gumball and Darwin $1,000 just to stay at the party, quietly revealing how rich they actually are. Penny is allergic to blueberries. The episode The Dream hints at this when she swells up after eating a blueberry cupcake, revealing that something sweet can literally be dangerous for her. In the episode The Tag, when Richard tells Gumball and Darwin to pull a prank he used to do in college, but then quickly corrects himself to say high school, this slip-up makes it clear that he never actually went to college. He just says it by accident and immediately tells the truth.
I need you to sneak into Mr. Robinson's house. There's this old prank I used to do in college.
College?
Okay, high school.
Richard had a special song named My Little Ones, reminding everyone that he's their dad.
I remember when you were still little, my little one.
Gumball and Darwin are in 7th grade. Even though Miss Simeon is often referred to as a 2nd grade teacher, it's due to the differences in the school systems. In the episode The Voice, the hair that Darwin grew is based off that of J.G. Quintel, who is the creator of Regular Show. William is a flying eyeball who no one can hear when he speaks. And in the episode The Internet, a product can actually be seen in the background named Cassito, which is actually named after a show writer, Gilmore Cassito. In the episode The Joy, Richard was actually very responsible for the outbreak of the Joy virus, since he gave Gumball and Darwin the infamous Wonder Hug. Richard actually has a Twitter account. Yes, in order to promote the show's launch in 2011, a Twitter account was created for Richard, where he would post random thoughts and ideas, as well as responding and interacting with users on the site. The episode The Puppy is based off Ben Booklet's pet turtle from his childhood, which tragically died after being left out in the sun and exposed to extreme heat. In the episode The Recipe, Gumball mentioned that they killed him 50 times, but Anton dies 12 times on screen in this episode. In The Recipe, Darwin casually lets slip that he thinks people are born in cabbage patches.
You know when you're born, right? Well, he did that. but in reverse.
Ew. Who would want to go back to the Cabbage Patch with all that dirt and slugs and stuff?
Darwin, along with his predecessors and the evil turtle, is the only watersyn that is not a mammal of some sort. In The Rival, it was shown that Anais had sadistic tendencies when she was a newborn, and it even tried to harm Gumball and Darwin multiple times. Although since then, she's mostly grown out of it. The same episode also shows that she learned how to sit, crawl, clap, draw, and speak at only a few days old. In The Burden, it's revealed that Darwin is possessive and fears being lonely. This would come up again in the episode The Roots, where he is angry at the rest of the family for abandoning him on a lake. Darwin was originally designed for a show where mythological animals hid in a child's backyard. When the show was not produced, Ben Boclet added Darwin to Gumball because he liked his design. The coach/gym teacher lied on her resume to secure a position at the school, which possibly means that she is not an athlete.
And I'm not a woman who can say she's never lied on her resume either.
Which about adds up, honestly, just by looking at her. Richard cannot hold a job, literally. In the episode The Job, Richard maintaining a job goes against the laws of nature and causes the universe to be destroyed. Even in the episode The Painting, just getting to his workplace was a nightmare. The building itself wouldn't let him in, elevators crushed him, and by the time he got to his floor, he was already fired. Basically, if Richard actually did have a job, the world might collapse. Rocky can actually whistle in a very strange way, with his butt.
I can whistle with my butt.
Talking about allergies, Darwin is allergic to feathers. Richard Watterson uses password as his computer password, highlighting his lack of digital security.
The password is password.
Darwin has the ability to communicate with rodents and other animals. Gumball is just a nickname. His real name turns out to be Zat, but by the end of the episode The Name, he legally changes it back to Gumball. Darwin's pretty athletic. He can run as fast as Gumball and Anais, and he's a great swimmer and climber as well, because, you know, being a fish isn't enough. Darwin is able to scream at an extremely high-pitched volume, and it's so high that it can break the glasses of all the houses on a block.
You have won this antique crystal decanter worth over 10,000.
In some preview pictures, Anais has whiskers like the rest of the family, except Darwin, but in the show, she does not. This was likely a late change that the creators made for an unknown reason, possibly to make her look younger or cuter. Gumball has 24 friends on Elmore Plus, which matches with the total amount of Gumball's classmates, except for Hector, as Gumball may still have not accepted his friend request. In the episode The Night, it turns out Tobias has a thing for Penny too, which makes things a little complicated since Gumball likes her as well, making this in some ways a full-on love triangle.
Good morrow, fair maid.
Nice tights.
Why, thank you.
Anais is medically classified as a cephalopod because Gumball stuffed stones in her pockets out of fear that she'd grow taller than him.
And I put stones in your pockets when you were a baby because I was scared you'd grow taller than me, which is why you're medically classified as a cephalopod.
In the episode The Downer, Gumball tries to cheer himself up with a song on TV, but his bad mood comes right back. But here's the interesting part. Gumball drops a hint in the lyrics that he's allergic to pollen.
I love the scent of flowers, but so do all the bees and the pollen. Bring down my allergy.
Leslie is actually shown to have romantic feelings, but towards himself. As in the episode, he's seen kissing himself through self-pollination, and later acting romantically towards his clone.
Self-pollination, baby.
Darwin can hold his breath and exhale way longer than Gumball, as he does in the Elmore Stream It video called Gumball vs. Darwin Exhaling Contest. It probably has something to do with him starting as a fish and somehow keeping those underwater breathing skills even after growing legs. Anais is in a grade higher than Gumball and Darwin, so considering that Gumball and Darwin are in 7th grade, that means she's in 8th grade. Gumball can actually play the ukulele and sing well, as seen in the episode The Nights. Funnily, despite this, he's shown to be failing at music class, in the episode The Apology.
I want want to study with your daughter.
Darwin has spent 5 years learning facial expressions, and he still has some trouble recognizing them. The abandoned-looking house that Gumball is in front of, while trying to scare away the moving couple, is located at 1021 York Street, Vallejo, California, which is located on the same street as the Watterson and Robinson homes. It also bears a striking resemblance to the Watterson house. Masami, the small white cloud, has legs. Yes, I know it's kind of weird, but what's even weirder is that she got socks from Harry. The reason for the Watterson family's financial trouble was revealed in the episode The Treasure. The Wattersons used to have a ton of savings, but then $24,000 vanished in a purchase from a company called Stellar Court. Darwin even guessed that Nicole spent it on a shovel, but nope. It turns out Richard blew all the money buying a star, and eventually the star died. Yup, he really spent $24,000 on a dead star. Anais has been smart from the very start. In the choices, she even corrects her own misspelled name on her hospital wristband as a baby. And in The Rival, she already had her name before leaving the hospital. So basically, she's been able to write her whole life. Gumball can imitate Anais's and Nicole's voices very well. As in the episode The Parasite, Gumball mimics Anais to trick Anais's new friend over the phone. Pretty sneaky for him. Although Elmore is located in the United States, where the 12-hour clock is prevalent, Richard's computer clock displays 24-hour time. The episode The Hug is based on Ben Boclet's real-life experiences with a woman he frequently bumped into, and thus greeted while walking his dog. When she found out his wife was pregnant, she awkwardly hugged him, leading him to hug her whenever they encountered each other from then on. Interestingly, Darwin's shoes originally belonged to Gumball. Yeah, Darwin doesn't really need clothes, so he didn't exactly need his own shoes either. Also, Gumball used to have a singular bed instead of the bunk bed he currently has. This is due to the fact that Anais was not conceived yet. Sussy was quite intelligent and spoke in full sentences as an infant, but after her parents accidentally dropped her, her voice and intelligence changed as she somehow became the way she is now. Anais can actually play the drums and cymbals very well. Hot Dog Guy has 2 unnamed brothers. These siblings, along with the Hot Dog Guy himself, are part of the family of anthropomorphic hot dogs living in Elmore. Gumball has actually kissed Sussy. Yup, Darwin spills the truth in the episode The Skull, when they're all getting shocked for lying, and Gumball admits it after giving up. But the whole scene where the boys use shock therapy to stop lying was completely cut from the US airing, marking the first time an episode was edited for the US. Richard's middle name is Buckley, as revealed in the episode The Roots, probably because of the fact that male rabbits are called bucks. Tobias is actually allergic to face paintings. He told this himself and can also be seen in the episode The Scam.
Wow, good Halloween mask. It's not the best. I'm allergic to the face paint.
In the episode The Rerun, instead of disappearing like the rest of his family, Darwin shrinks down to about the size he was when Richard purchased him from the Awesome Store and suffocates. This shows that Darwin lost his size, lungs, and limbs. Basically, because he had not been bought by Richard, he would have never gained these features. Gumball was conceived right before his parents were married, which is probably why they rushed to get married right after. Nicole and Richard's wedding anniversary is on November 1st, and when designing Chi-Chi and his family, the production team had to consult legal advice to make sure the designs were not too similar to the original Miracle Star designs, hence why they were only used in storyboards. Funnily enough, Cartoon Network copyright struck the original upload of Miracle Star to YouTube. Richard Watterson's father, Frankie, didn't actually spend the last 33 years of his life in prison as everyone assumed. In reality, he was avoiding a 3-day jail sentence for scamming senior citizens by selling them parcels of the moon. Struggling to cope with his life on the outside, he ended up running from his sentence for years, which also led him to leave his family and get the milk.
Nice to have the family all together.
I was gonna get in touch sooner, but my phone broke. Anyway, you guys hungry?
Sure.
Me too.
Gumball is not good at grammar, because in the episode The Stars, when he sent messages to Larry, it was full of grammatical errors. Rob is the only character who remembers the events of what happened during the episode The Rerun, hence why Gumball doesn't understand why Rob is not his nemesis anymore. Richard is actually a pacifist, and has admitted this himself in the episode The Refund when he's talking to the store manager. Well, Gumball is a Sagittarius and Penny is a Capricorn, which quietly places Gumball's birthday sometime between November 22nd and December 21st, and Penny's is between December 22nd and January 19th. On the $100 bill of the Elmore Reserve note, this note is not real, can be read below the seal of the upper left. While Gumball could be bisexual or pansexual, the creator, Ben Boclet, also supported this idea on Twitter, saying that Gumball loves whoever he loves, but it's still never been directly confirmed in the show itself. Gumball actually needs glasses, but refuses to wear them because he thinks this might ruin his whole appearance. Nicole has been estranged from her parents for 20 years up to the episode The Parents. Given that Nicole and Richard are 38, this means that Nicole was only 18 when she had left her parents. Despite frequently driving the family car, Richard revealed on a tweet on this account that he does actually not have a driver's license. Yeah, this could explain his reckless driving throughout the series. Also, Darwin's full name is Darwin Raglan Caspin Ahab Poseidon Nicodemus Watterson III. Yes, this is real. Nicole, Richard, and several other characters graduated in the 1980s. As in the episode The Eight, a banner reading the class of 1980 appears in the background.
Nice hair, loser.
The Wattersons' internet connection is actually from Mr. Robinson's router after Richard stole the password to the Wi-Fi. And that's a wrap on those 123 secrets that I could find in Gumball. I hope you found some of them as weird, funny, and surprising as I did. Be sure to click the video on screen, as YouTube's new AI perfectly picked this one for you and thinks you'll love it. And while you're down there, make sure to subscribe. Help us get to 1 million subscribers before the end of the year. You guys are the best.